Hi guys, welcome back. So today's video is on Billions of Graves. Billions of Graves is a website that is dedicated just to headstones or people who have died. Mostly headstones. They actually work with Family Search too, or Family Search kind of works with them, or vice versa, whatever. So if you're working on Family Search, you might actually come across this website quite a few times. So I figured I'd do a video so you guys know how this website works. So finding your ancestors here on Billions of Graves can actually be beneficial to genealogy work because you'll actually have their name, sometimes their married name, which you may not know all their married names if they're female. Then you can also figure out their birthday, their death day. So sometimes here on Billions of Graves, people will actually add memories of their ancestors, and you can find memories of your ancestors or other people who might possibly be related to your ancestor, such as a spouse or children who are buried nearby. So some of these information are actually quite helpful for doing genealogy work. So I've also done other websites that are similar to Billions of Graves. They are Find a Grave and FamilySearch.org. I will leave links to those videos in the description box below. So I guess let's just search for an ancestor. So they have right here a basic search engine or a basic search start where you can fill out information. I'm going to fill out one of my ancestors' information. So quick note, if you're doing a female ancestor, you'll want to put their married name in, their married last name in, not their maiden name. This website cannot find female ancestors by their maiden name, only their married name. Whatever name is on the headstone is what you'll want to put in. So we'll click search. And now it's pulled up all the Sarah Ogdens. Now we also have on the side ways to refine the search where we didn't have that on the home page. Kind of dumb, I agree. So luckily I don't need to put any more information in to find my ancestor. I have actually found her right here. So we have names, a birth year, a death year, a photo of her headstone, and the cemetery she's buried at. If we click on the cemetery, it should bring us to the cemetery page. It has now brought us here to the Kaysville Cemetery page. And now we can learn more information about the Kaysville Cemetery. So, they have 7,357 people who've contributed, or images that are contributed. They have 9,445 records that are transcribed. Let's scroll down. We have photos of the Kaysville Cemetery, images, records. We talked about that. The address for the Kaysville Cemetery, which I believe if you click on it should pull up a Google map. Yep, it's pulling up the Google Maps for that. Description, which really isn't a description. Then the city website. And then down below you can view, you can search for ancestors who are buried in the Kaysville Cemetery. Then we keep scrolling and there's a Google Maps of the cemetery, people who've contributed to the cemetery, photo requests, chat with somebody, nearby cemeteries, and images that are just for the Kaysville Cemetery. That's pretty much everything about the Kaysville Cemetery page. So, yep, we did cemetery information, cemetery records, family notifications, nope, cemetery page, contributors, photo request, chat, yep, we've gone through all that. Okay, so if you ever actually are scrolling through and you don't want to go all the way up, you can actually just click on one of these things such as cemetery information right here on the side, and it will bring you all the way up to the cemetery information, or whatever section you clicked on. So let's go back. And now we can click on Sarah Ogden here and we can view her personal page. So here is Sarah's personal page. We have a brief summary of her up here, and then more information down here. So let me scroll down. We have a picture of Sarah Ogden's headstone. If there was more pictures, you could click. There would be little arrows right here, and you can click through and view more headstone pictures or pictures of Sarah. But there's only one. Then we have her name, her birth date, marriage date is not available, then a death date, the cemetery, and then we can click show more information, and we can now see who took the photo and who is the transcriber. So let's hide that. Let's scroll down, and if you actually have a subscription to Billions of Graves and you actually pay for it, you can actually see nearby graves of your ancestors. I do not pay for it because I don't understand why you would pay for something that you can get for free, so I don't pay for that upgrade. So I can't show you what that looks like. Let's scroll down. Now we can see the grave site. So once again, a Google map of the cemetery. So nearby records, they have 162. I can't click on that because I have to pay for that. They have 22 people in the Kaysville Cemetery who have the last name Ogden, which we'll get into more depth about that later on. Cemetery name, cemetery website, cemetery address, and there's all the information about the cemetery. Scrolling down, there's more information about Sarah, so we can view her birth record, death records, marriage records, or census. But if you actually click on these, what it's going to do is bring you to MyHeritage. So if we click like here on the census, it is now filled out information of Sarah into MyHeritage search engine, and we can now look through that information here on MyHeritage. So yeah, we'll close that. And we'll scroll down, family members. So here's where I was talking about the other people with the last name Ogden. They actually know that this Edward Ogden is a family member of Sarah. So we can click on him and view his personal page. Like we saw earlier, there was 22 other people who with the last name Ogden in that cemetery, but we cannot view that. I would assume you would have to have the upgraded version to see that. Then it's asking if Sarah was famous, and add a Wikipedia URL for her. She was not famous, so I don't have that. Other sources, we don't have any other sources for her, but we could click on the plus mark and add a source. So I'd have to log in for that, and I don't have an account here because I'd have to pay. So I can't show you what that looks like. I'm sorry. Down below is memories. If there was memories of Sarah, she doesn't have any. Sorry. No military records. So here they will look at the search engine of these websites, so that you can get more information and find records about Sarah that may not be on MyHeritage or on any of these other websites. And that's everything about Sarah. So if I actually want to go through and go view nearby graves again, I can click up here on the nearby graves, and it'll take me to nearby graves. Or if I want to go and view the family members again, I can click on the family members. So this is how you just jump around on that ancestor's personal page. While I'm here in family members, I can click on Edward's page, and we can go to Edward's personal page. And see, now we're at Edward's personal page, which is pretty much the same thing. We have life information, nearby graves, the gravesite information, MyHeritage, family members, mark as famous, other sources. Oh look, we have a source to family search for him. Awesome. Oh, we also have memories here. If we keep scrolling, you can see some memories for Edward, where Sarah did not have any memories. So now you guys can see what that looks like. Military service and other websites. So if you want to do a new search, what I recommend is just clicking here on the billions of graves, and you could do a new search. I'm going to search Sarah Ogden. I know we just did Sarah Ogden, but I'm going to search her again just so I could prove a point. So we're going to put her birth year in and her death year. Go refine search. Okay. So I have put more information in for Sarah so we could refine the search so I can once again prove this point. One of the downsides or positives, whatever you want to call it, to billions of graves is somebody volunteers and they actually just go to a cemetery and they take photos of every headstone they can find and then make a personal page for those headstones. And that's where they get most of their information, is just by the headstone. Sarah here, even though she is one person, she actually has 2 personal pages. So if you're looking for an ancestor here on Billions of Graves, so if you happen to find an ancestor here on Billions of Graves, just make sure you keep an eye out because they might have multiple pages. Like Sarah here has 2 pages. So let's click on Sarah here. We could see that, yep, same Sarah. She just actually now has her maiden name listed. Same birth date, death date. And now we have a different headstone. And we can go through and view those photos of our headstones. Sarah actually does have 2 headstones in real life. She has this tall one and then that little plaque one down below, because this headstone, as you can see, is fading away and you can't see it very well, so somebody in the family added a second headstone to her, which is possibly a reason of why she has 2 personal pages here on Billions of Graves. So that's one of the things that I just don't like here about Billions of Graves, is your ancestor could possibly have 2 pages and each page might have different information on it. Sarah here, I'm pretty sure has the same information. She does have a different headstone picture. Same husband listed. Memories, no sources, no military. So yeah, she has all the same information listed about her on both pages, luckily. But you may not always get that option. Another reason I don't use Billions of Graves, as you guys probably have seen, as I've scrolled through on every personal page, there's a lot of bloatware. There's a lot of advertisements other websites don't have. So I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you guys be able to understand how Billions of Graves website works, and then help you also be able to find ancestors and their headstones so you can visit them or find new information about them, such as memories or death and birthplaces or people who are possible relatives, or anything else you can find here on this website. This website is also helpful for like holidays like Memorial Day, where you want to find ancestors so you can visit their graves. Now you'll know where they're at and you can go visit your ancestors' headstones for Memorial Day. If you guys have any questions, please comment below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. If you guys have any suggestions on what else I should film, please also comment below. And I hope you guys all have a beautiful week. Bye.